All right, what's going on, everybody around the world from London to the Bay? Hope everybody's having a fantastic evening. I know we are here at the Matt and Todd Show, 183 in the house. How about that, guys? 183. Can you believe it, Dean?
A lot of shows.
Well, today, guys, we're going to be breaking down some NFL talk, maybe about Zeke and where he may be going and what he's got going on. And running backs in the league. Talk about Zeke. Have they gotten a little softer? Can they not play as long as they used to?
Right.
And, of course, we got a lot of college football preseason stuff. I'm talking about Ole Miss and Tennessee's quarterback situation they got going on. Wild, stinky mess. And the Birge is here. He's going to give us a spring football showdown talk with some dogs and what they got going on over there at spring practice. It's pretty good, and everybody's keeping on spring. And with all of us made it through here, Dean, what do you got?
Well, unfortunately, I get to talk about the NCAA tournament, which has just been a clown show. I mean, can I put it any other way? And now we've got Miami fixing to beat Texas, it looks like.
Hang on, come back with us. Hang on. Here we are back. Hope everybody's having a good day. And we got to bring in the man, the myth, the legend, FYN Sports, Northwest Georgia Scoreboard Show, famous man of the hour. With no further ado, can we please all have a round of applause? Right now, bring him on. He's ready.
Is he on? Benton Birge.
Good grief. Man, you're way overselling me, I'm telling you.
Well, that's always good to have good people. And you do a good job of what you do, and we appreciate you.
How's your bracket, Benton?
How's anybody's bracket?
Well, you know what? I'm not lying here. Mine will be all right in the contest I'm in if Texas can just win this ball game, which that lead's been cut from 13-4 in about 2 minutes.
Somebody asked me the other day, did you have FAU? And I said, yeah, I had them losing in the first round.
Well, me and Matt had FAU and San Diego, but, we don't want to brag.
I
think I did have San Diego getting to round 2. Heck, they may win the thing.
Yeah, I mean, you never know.
I'm getting pretty disgusted with it.
But I'll tell you what, man, that UConn team, I watched some of that the other night. I mean, they put it to Gonzaga. That UConn team is tough, man.
Yeah.
I had one of our field reporters from Kentucky tell me the other day that they're going to blow through this thing with ease.
Well, they've been doing it.
I mean, I don't know why they're a number 4 seed if they're going to blow through this tournament with ease, but apparently he knows what he's talking about.
Well, their head coach after the game last night said, once they got back out of their conference play, he said their conference is the best in America. Once they got back out of conference play, they've improved.
Rock and rolled.
Yep.
I don't think I've heard anything about the Big East, but obviously he's got onto something there.
He's got something going.
Yeah.
First time in history, Jeff Anderson says of the dance to no number ones being in the dance.
There wasn't even no number ones in the Elite 8.
Well, we're going to talk a whole lot about that. Well, let me get into some local action for all you Cherokee County people here. First off, I'll be at Collinsville tomorrow. They're going to play Spring Garden baseball. I'm going to go over there and see Coach Teddy and the group. Should be a good affair, be a good game. Cedar Bluff girls take a win against Host Bluff 8-2.
Wow.
Patterson pitches has a good game. Sandrock home and away versus Pleasant Valley. The boys went over there and checked them out. Now they lost up there at Pleasant Valley, but they're here. I go up there the other day and they're down 4-12 in the third inning, and they come back and win 19-12.
Are you serious?
And they scored 12 runs in 2 innings.
Wow, that's impressive.
Very impressive.
19-12.
Spring Garden girls were supposed to have a Heflin tournament thing they're going to get into, and Miss Ann talked to her earlier. The other whatever wasn't able to get enough, whatever the teams all up to play a little round robin. That did not go through. Cedar Bluff boys fought to Coosa Christian in a double header. I think it was at Coosa. Sandrock girls, watched them play Collinsville over there at Sandrock the other day. It was 10-0, played 5 innings. They kind of cut it short.
Oh, they're good, aren't they?
Very good. I think they beat the Spring Garden girls the other day, 15-0.
Wow.
They're really good. The Sandrock girls softball is on the road. What's up, Zach? And Cherokee County boys went to North Jackson, lost both, 1-4 and 1-5. North Jackson's a good team. It'll be a good game for them. I went over and seen the Center girls play. Center played Glencoe, really cold one day, Tuesday or something. Stayed about 5 innings. They come up a little short in that one, and I went and covered the Etowah game. And the big girl they have, the tall girl that pitches for Etowah, she's fantastic. She should be pitching in Alabama like right now.
Really? She's going to be D1 for sure.
Very good.
Yeah.
Center, the girls just struggled hitting her. They wound up losing the game. I think it was 2-0 final. It was really a no-hitting affair. And
2-0.
Abby Lee pitched for Cherokee County, Neil's daughter. She did a great job. She only gave it like 1 or 2 hits. 2 hits. So
still lost.
Yeah, it's just a no-hitting contest, really, at all.
That's bad to pitch that good and lose. But when you're pitching, just somebody.
That girl, man, she's the real deal. Gainesville and Spring Garden had played. Gainesville won 1 of 3 1 out of the 3 against them. And then Spring Garden girls, I told you about the tournament over there. Spring Garden boys beat Hopes Bluff 9-7 with Cam Welch with a grand slam home run in the scored 5 in the 5th inning. In the 4th inning, he hits a grand slam.
Not only a good pitcher, he's a good hitter too, huh?
Yeah, made it 4-1. Cam hits a big grand slam over there. So, I told you about the Gainesville boys. Yeah, they played Spring Garden. So that's kind of look around local stuff. What's going on? They're a little over half. They're 3/4 way through. So they'll be getting finished up later on into April. And Sandrock girls are going to be really good. Look for them to make a long run at it.
Yeah.
Cherokee County girls, they got a good team. They'll start hitting the ball here. They'll get ready.
They do have a good team.
And for 4A, they'll make a good run at it. Cedar Bluff girls for 1A, they're plugging along. They're missing Jordan from last year, not having her, having another pitcher that can really seal the deal. That hurts them a little bit. You got to have pitching, man, in baseball or softball to make a run. You just do.
Right.
Center boys got a tough schedule.
Yes.
And they're losing very few on that team, just Malachi and Connor. And Dax. So they're bringing back most of all that team.
Yeah.
So they're pretty young. Cedar Bluff's got a pretty young team. Just from Bucky and Hagan, they're going to be the kind of the guys that'll be coming off the list. So you got a lot of young baseball in the county.
Gainesville's got a lot of young.
Very young team over Gailesville.
I think won 9 or 10.
Just Amanda's boys. He's the only senior.
I think Briley is.
Yeah.
Well, I know Briley's the senior.
I think they just have 2 or 3. So
yeah,
a lot of good young baseball in the county and softball. We look forward to that. Now, like I said, I'll be at Collinsville tomorrow. We'll see. That'll be a good game. Spring Garden to Collinsville. That'll be a good game.
Sandrock. Spring Garden.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. It'll be a good game.
Speaking of good young ball, I'd be remiss if I didn't shout out real quick the 7 and 8 Somerville Indians. My daughter's on the team. They went up to Rossville and won a little weekend tournament up there.
Awesome.
Yeah, man, they all got rings and those girls went crazy.
Who's their coach?
Blake Jones is their coach.
Blake Jones. Okay.
I
know Knapp coaches his girls' team. I didn't know if that was that bunch.
Yeah, they're changing the Little Tigers group at Chattooga. The Little Tigers bunch is changing from Tigers to Indians. And my wife and her, she works for the girl that does all the jerseys for them. It was cool seeing all the little kids in their jerseys, but they're not going to be Tigers anymore at Chattooga. They'll be Indians like the rest of them. They've been Tigers for a long time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that too loud there, boss man, because there's a lot that don't like that.
They want them to stay Tigers.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You're talking about Menlo, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a sore subject. I personally, I mean, I was a Tiger. They're wanting to change it over with the new school, and I kind of understand. But there was a few years back, there was a big stink raised over that, and I don't know.
So that's not going over real well.
No, especially not with the older ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, they'll still be the same kids. They'll be a good team.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that till y'all just mentioned it. I'm just ready for spring break. Is
minor league baseball starts in a week. Go Trash Pandas. What?
Trash Pandas out of Huntsville.
Okay.
Trash Panda apparently is a raccoon.
Still tied with 3:57 left.
It makes me sick. Now Miami's winning, Benton. 23-8 run.
Wow.
I'm disgusted.
I'm looking at 77 to 77. Is it updated from there?
77 up.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah. I mean, Texas, me and Matt watched it. They were absolutely dominating them. I don't know what basketball has come to. Just a bunch of 3-point shooting and losing leads is what I see.
Well, with that being said, guys, I think all the number ones have just stepped aside, and it's time for the real basketball teams to get out there and try to win this. So with brackets and all that stuff going on, nobody's brackets are good.
No, nobody's brackets.
Give us a rundown on the week, Dana, who won and who lost.
All right, let's get into this right quick. And I know y'all want to get to some football. I'm about tired of this tournament myself. All right, on Thursday, UConn beat Arkansas by 25. Did y'all see that coming?
No.
I did not. Kansas State beat Michigan State 98-93. FAU upset Tennessee. Gonzaga beat UCLA on a last-second shot. Friday, Alabama goes down after a 3-for-27 shooting performance from three-point land. Lose to San Diego. Miami beats Houston. Creighton beats Princeton. Texas beats Xavier. Yesterday, UConn beat Gonzaga 84-52. Did you see that game, Benton?
I saw the last maybe quarter of it, and it was just blowout city.
Bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was ugly.
And Florida Atlantic wins again. They're going to their first Final Four. They beat Kansas State 79-76. Today, UConn's won the Final Four. FAU's won the Final Four. San Diego State beat Creighton by 1 today.
That was a good game.
It was a good game. Poor shooting in the second half. And the other one is 77-all with 2:19, and we'll have our fourth. That just makes me sick.
Well, tell us this.
I'm just going to be honest.
What happened? What, in your opinions, you two guys, and I'll give you mine. What happened to Bama in the San Diego game?
I think they shot too many threes. Okay. 3 for 27, Benton.
Why did you like Bama going out? What was the cause of that?
It's your turn, Mr. Birge.
Why did I like Bama?
Yeah.
Why did you think they went out? Yeah. What did you think hurt them?
Because before I've seen them shoot the ball better than that. One thing, and their length and athleticism. I mean, that's why I like them. But
what caused
people can match up, and when you don't shoot the ball well, you're not going forward in this tournament.
Well, I mean, 11% from the line, from the 3-point line.
Yeah.
They had to sit their big man a lot. Bediako. They had to sit out a lot. That seemed to hurt them because San Diego State just took it right to them. And it was disappointing, but they did finish 31-6 and best record ever. But Brandon Miller, bad night. 3 for 19, 9 points.
You think he's still a little hampered by an injury that they talked about in the earlier rounds? You think
he's growing?
Yeah,
that's tough.
But 3 for 19, that was unlike him. That's the worst game he had all year, which that's usually how it goes when you get upset. You play the worst game you've had all year. But
yeah, that's true.
I was just disappointed. Not because, I mean, teams lose, but I just thought they had a good path to get to at least the championship game.
I would affiliate, of course, them shooting bad. Bama doesn't know how to pass the ball and score too.
They do have a lot of turnovers.
He said that the UConn reminds him of Indianapolis in '81 when Knight preached about defense and they won every game by 20.
That's when Isaiah Thomas played for
him. Of course, him not shooting the ball well, of course, that definitely cost him the game. But San Diego State out defensed.
Yes.
They
had a tough time.
They were bodied them. The Messi, what was his name?
Mensa
kid.
Yes.
When you they just put their hands up and just take their knees and bump the guys down the baseline. Who's it, Sears and Pringle and those guys?
Yeah, Sears.
Clowney. They never had an uncontested shot.
No.
When they was trying to run in the paint and score. They wouldn't get in the points from three. So they thought, well, we'll shoot. We'll get in here in the paint and try to score. That wasn't happening.
No.
San Diego State shut it down.
They did.
9 blocks and
9 blocks. They had 9 block shots. That's a lot.
And coming down with the ball, just being specifics about the game, coming down with the ball, Bama gets rebound, comes down with it. San Diego State several times just took the ball away from them.
Yes, they did.
Just took it.
Alabama missed some free throws late.
Turnovers early, turning the ball over, trying to do this over-the-head pass, and it wasn't working because San Diego plays good defense. They're playing with their hands up like all teams are taught, but only some of them do. They got their hands up in the middle of the floor, so passes – all their passes were contested by Bama. Every time they tried to pass the ball from midcourt down to the side and then try to work it in to get up.
Well,
they just shut it down.
Well, me and you, neither one of us picked Alabama to win it all.
No.
I don't like the chaos style basketball they play.
I had them going out, I think.
You had them going out.
Like today versus Arizona or Sweet 16.
Yeah, we had Arizona beating them in the 8.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Nothing has worked out in this tournament, and it don't look like nothing's going to work out. I'm going to tell you now, don't pick a Final Four bracket because FAU may win this thing.
I just don't know.
It's been the most unpredictable tournament I've ever saw. Let's see what the score is now.
You don't want to look.
Looks like a team.
80-79.
UConn's a team that could. They're probably the old historically favored type of team.
Yeah, I think they're going to be the favorite
because they're historically a basketball school. Unless
Texas comes back and wins. So what we got, Matt, what we're going to have next Saturday, Benton, at 5 o'clock is San Diego State versus Florida Atlantic. Then at 8, UConn versus whoever wins this Miami-Texas game. And then the final will be
April the 4th at 9 o'clock
at 9:30, 9:20 your time, Ben.
That don't make no sense. Why are they playing the game so late?
9:20.
West Coast.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
But they could still start it. Well, no,
7:30. That'd be 4:30 there.
That'd be 5:30.
I think UConn.
They won't do that, huh?
I think UConn's going to win it.
I do too. I mean, this
UConn
guy
has
was right.
Just dialed in. I mean, if you look at their scores during this playoff run, this postseason run, they're just obliterating everybody.
Well,
they are. They're absolutely annihilating.
I'm going to tell you right now. Y'all two are way braver than I.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not picking nobody to win this tomorrow. I have no idea.
Looks like Miami's fixing to beat Texas.
I have no clue who's going to win this. I just look right in the camera and tell you, I have no idea.
You give up a 13-point lead in 8 minutes.
No clue.
4 point.
Benton, tell me if I'm wrong. Is basketball not turned into whoever dominates the game loses?
You're talking to that mic. You ain't
Oh, sorry.
You're not holler over here like he's in the camera.
I got you.
You just talk there like normal.
What's up with these teams losing these large leads? Alabama did it the other night.
I don't know.
Everybody I've watched that's had a lead in the second half, a decent lead, has blown the lead. And I don't understand, I guess. I mean, do you got any answers?
I don't have
any theories. Do they play tight or what is it?
I don't know.
Have you not noticed that trend?
Oh, I've noticed for sure. They can't hold on to a lead for sure. Teams just
I mean, a team.
It's
me
like
and Benton
basketball
are
is a
very
game
close.
of runs, but
Me and Benton are very close to had a 16-point lead with 5 minutes left this year and lost. 16 points in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't understand.
Well, Creighton today is winning the game, and
In control.
they come down and decide they want to blow it out and start trying to shoot threes, and they miss about 4, 5, 6 in a row, and that kind of just then San Diego's getting the ball back because they're a good rebounding team. They get up down the floor and they go down. They're getting 2. So every time if you miss 3 threes, you just went on a 6-0 run, right?
Right.
Because they're just going down, laying it up or shooting a jumper.
Right.
And I watched it happen today at Creighton. And the big guy didn't play as good as he should. He missed putbacks. 7 foot. He don't have to jump. He can touch the rim. He couldn't get a putback in the goal. They try to get too fancy, and coaches try to overthink things, and they're just overthinking it. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're coming down, you're playing, you make a shot, you miss it, rebound, kick it out. Okay, maybe try to hit the lane.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody's clogged in the lane. You get another rebound, then kick it out to the key.
Right. Then
shoot a 3. That just coming down, pass, shoot a 3. That's just not how it works, because what we talked about earlier, here's 2 things, guys. You mark this down in your book. And Uncle Matt said, this is a fact. No matter how many running quarterbacks you're going to pick up in the draft and how many that they want, the quarterback position will always be majorly driven by a good passer, period. I don't care how good the guy can run.
You just ain't going to be, you just can't just run.
No. It's not going to happen. Cam Newton's got a concussion. He's wild and out of his mind. We'll talk about that in a minute at the pro day, talking about what he should be doing instead of overshadowing his brother down there, just being a good brother, just helping him and keeping his mouth shut. And the other thing that's guaranteed, shooting points and making them in the paint is how you win basketball games.
Your best teams are pretty good in the paint, not from the 3. And I know kids don't want to hear that now. But apparently the college kids don't want to hear it either.
Kids, listen close. The 3-point line, you can shoot the ball in the paint. And if you're having a good up-down game and it's staying close, that 3 can be used as a great tool to go ahead and go ahead in a game and shoot a few. But it's not your main objective in the game.
No.
Shooting a 3 is not.
It shouldn't be.
Percentage. Go look at the teams that are winning. We just looked at it a while ago. What was the percentages?
Oh, today Creighton and San Diego State were 5 for 30 from the 3-point range.
And their paint and shooting was what
percentage? It was fantastic, both of them.
Yes, like 70% of their shots,
they hit 60 or 70%
are in the paint.
Yeah, the ones they hit.
A quarterback's going to have to throw the ball. Yes, it looks great when
you rush for 175
Lamar Jackson
yards.
takes off up the sideline and jukes some guy and breaks him down and does a flip in the end zone. It's great, but he still has to throw the football. At the end of the day, the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game, Tom Brady of today and before our era, was Joe Montana. They throw the ball. Lamar's going to have to throw it. Josh Allen can run and get you yards, but he's still going to have to throw the ball.
Right.
A.J. McCarron succeeding at the Battlehawks. He can run and pick up 2 or 3. He's too busy to throw. He's their passer, man.
Well, I've never seen not many pro football teams ever win a Super Bowl with a quarterback that couldn't throw it. And I've never seen too many teams win the national championship in basketball by just shooting 3-pointers.
No. That's just not how it works.
Yes, I've seen teams shoot it well and win it, but that ain't all that. They didn't shoot 30 a game, and it looks like Miami will advance. There's another upset. So now we've got –
Texas was overseeded over there.
Oh, I mean, Texas was hammering them when we come in here to get ready for the show. I don't know what happened. And frankly, to be honest with you, with this tournament, I don't even really care no more. San Diego State and Florida. Well, my bracket. I'm sick of doing this bracket stuff every year, and I've never won anything.
Texas out and Bama out. Nobody had this Final Four.
So we'll have UConn and Miami. Yeah, Miami come back and actually hammered them. It's 88-81 now.
Yep.
Our bracket for the show. Looking at it right now, big time 13U. I'm not sure who you are, but he is leading right now, and just in points because he made some points through the way, and his Texas team just went out, so that's going to negate any more of his points because he had Texas and Alabama playing for the title, so that'll take care of the number one guy right there. And I can go back, and our number 2, Kobe Brandon, he's coach over at Gainesville, basketball and baseball. Kobe had Houston playing UConn. So a lot of people had UConn. I told you that. That helps.
But they don't have them going to the championship, right?
No. He had Marquette playing Houston. All right. Now you got San Diego playing FAU and UConn playing
Miami.
So
guys, I think we're fixing to prove our point right here. Miami won that game today. They hit 2 threes. Texas lost, obviously. They hit 10.
Big Mike had Miami winning.
Going to
Yes, he has them in the championship.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike will probably pull ahead with that. He had them playing out. He had Miami playing Alabama. Rematch the national championship in '93.
So Benton, basically, Texas hits 10 threes today, 8 more than their opponent, and they're going home.
Yeah, they went 10 for 25, and they're
which
going
is fantastic. But it made no difference. Do y'all see what I'm saying?
Miami shot 60% from the field, though, overall.
They had 46 points in the paint. Miami did. Are you kidding? 46?
And they shot 87% from the line, too, which is pretty good.
Dean, you're tied in 13th place with Bama 94.
13th out of how many? 12?
We had 25, I think.
Oh,
about 20 people playing.
This is sickening.
We had 16 on there.
You don't look to me like they did Texas any favors on the foul calls. 32 foul shots for Miami, 15 for Houston. How can you have that big of 15 for Texas? That's a large discrepancy. 32 to 15.
The only thing that helped me was I had Gonzaga making it a good way, so that gave me some points. That put me in 6th place. So right now, whoever Big Time 13U, if you're listening, please share, and I'll put it on the page later. They're winning, and Mike, we'll see how this, because it ain't updated yet. Mike may win this thing.
He probably will.
Weeks 1989 looks like they got a real good shot.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Big Mike. Because he's got Miami playing in the championship game.
Guys, listen to this, and I know y'all are tired of talking basketball because I think everybody's just wore out on this tournament. Miami, 34-14 run in the last 12 minutes. 34-14.
Man.
They were down 67-54. Wow. Whatever. I don't get it. I'm not going to win a bracket. I might as well not ever do it again. And yes, I'm just sore because I'm not going to win a bracket yet again. 22 years, Benton.
Wow.
Let's take a look at the list here. I'll pop it up there between us. Of course, we got college basketball stuff. We knew we was going to do that. It's just a topics list today, guys. If y'all just checking us out. Podcast listeners, we're going to do a little NFL trades and more. Of course, college news. Benton's going to do some Georgia spring ball. I'm going to talk about some quarterbacks. And then we're going to talk about Kim's.
We're talking about Ezekiel Elliott.
Pro day. Well, that's NFL news.
Oh.
I think that'd fall under NFL trades and more.
Yeah.
Birge, what do you got about what do you think about? We'll go through the NFL quickly here a little bit, and then we'll end up with a lot of college stuff.
All right.
Aaron Rodgers being a Jet, ain't that kind of?
I don't. As long as he ain't in Green Bay, I don't care where he plays.
That not kind of strange for him to be a?
And I'd say that Green Bay and their management and players and coach feels the exact same way I do.
What do you think, Birge? Is that going to be kind of strange?
So, has it become official?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I don't think he signed anything.
No, he's not signed anything. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would not put it past this guy to not sign, but
I wouldn't either.
They're kind of putting it in the situation. They've I seen they picked up Lazard and a couple others, and I mean, I would go. They got a decent team that would be around him.
Be honest, Benton. Would you want him in your locker room?
Well,
I personally
think
would.
about what the Jets.
would want to coach him.
Think about what the Jets have been working with, Dean. I mean, I don't know who their best quarterback's been in the last 10 years. I mean,
Well,
there's probably been 25 of them.
What's up, Mason? Good to see you on here, man.
Well, that's a good point, but I mean, golly, he's just. I don't know what's happening.
Well,
I mean, the most famous thing I can think that's come out of the Jets lately is probably the butt fumble a few years back. Remember that?
They've not been any type of good football team at all. Now, as far as Aaron playing there, he's probably going to win them some games. Is he going to make them Super Bowl ready? No.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Locker room, for him to be in locker room with you, yes, I would play with him. He's a winner. Nobody talks about not liking him. I never hear any players say, man, he's a real turd. I can't stand him in the locker room.
No. They say he threw that playoff game here 2 years ago. Have you not ever heard that, Benton?
No, I've never heard it.
Yeah.
You have never heard he played bad on purpose in that playoff game?
I wouldn't believe
He's a weirdo, man. I wouldn't want him around me, just personally.
Yeah.
I don't like weirdos.
Players are going to play with dudes, and he's a dude. I don't want to go to his house and hang out with him and do Zen and do the peyote or lick the toad. But to be in a locker room with him, absolutely. He's a winner. And he's nice to his teammates. Obviously, I've never heard nothing bad about him. Nobody's ever come out and said,
well, I'm not necessarily talking about the
jerk.
Players, but I mean, how fun you think he is to coach?
I don't know. I never heard nothing. I don't know. I never heard nothing. I ain't got nothing to go by.
I wouldn't think.
No, hanging out at his house and
he blamed the coach one year when they lost.
Drinking wine with him is different than playing football in the locker room with him. That's two different.
Well, I ain't ever heard nothing about a player not liking him. I meant the coaches and management, and he messes with them all the time.
Yeah, I think he somehow or another he has a lot of leverage on him.
Yeah.
Well, he's good. He's a big arm guy. I mean, he's one of the most talented sidearm slinging guys there is.
Well, he's talented.
But whether you like him or not, he's good.
He is good, but I still don't like him. So.
He's not been given a real good team around him all the time to make a real prep to win.
He's made that very clear.
Like same reason Tom left. Aaron should have left 3 or 4 years ago. Honestly,
he should have.
Probably.
When they didn't get him no receiver and they drafted that other quarterback, I'd have been out the door.
Yep, me too.
You're talking about
Love.
Yeah.
They wasted an early pick on this guy, and they could have had one of those Alabama receivers.
I didn't understand that.
Why are you doing this to me? Well, we don't. You may be. Well, I'm peace.
And a lot of his chippiness towards management and everything may be over that.
It is. That's
might be
because he wanted a receiver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, or something.
I don't think they like him because they got rid of Adams or they let him go.
Well, I think Adams got out of there too, just the same way. Can't get no help.
Right.
That's why Tom Brady went to the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna give me no help. Well, I can't win with nobody's. What do you mean do?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to
No, he did it a good bit.
We won a lot of games, but
at one time they won the Super Bowl. I swear. I'd like to see a lineup of that. What, Malcolm Mitchell, one of their receivers?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And Hogan, Chris Hogan.
Yeah, Hogan.
It was, I don't know. I don't even know. There was some of them that wasn't even drafted.
now Ezekiel Elliott, of course, we broke that in that he's not going to be a Cowboy, but it's possible he could be with Aaron as a Jet.
That's what the most likely scenario is.
Or the Phillies and the Bengals. Of course, I mean, he wants to go win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Eagles. That's Robert Griffin. RG3 said the Eagles thing was probably not going to happen.
Well, because of the
rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be like, going from Alabama to Auburn.
Well, they said pretty much that if he goes to Philadelphia, everything he did in Dallas is just going to be put on the back burner for the Dallas Cowboys fans. They're not going to remember him fondly, which he may not care.
One, I don't think he probably does, and two, we kept up with him, and we all watched Ezekiel Elliott when he was, playing and the stuff he was getting into and the trouble on the bus, drinking. Mm-hmm. He's just not he seems like a real turd.
Well,
he seemed like he got a little better.
They what?
Could he even play with the Jets? I mean, you got Michael Carter or Mikael Carter and Brees Hall there. Is he even playing?
But I mean, how's he going to play with the Bengals with Mixon there?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't.
I think he's going to go the Bengals. He may be their backup, but I mean, that's close to his home, is it not?
Yeah.
You know, he's from Ohio, right? Oh, I mean, I'm assuming he is. He played at Ohio State. That don't mean he is.
How many years has he played now?
7, 10.
Right. Let me run through a list here. Now, with football getting easier, it has gotten easier, right? I mean, it's not as hard as it used to be. No, it's not any Mike Singletary's busting to the line, knocking.
No, they can't.
Right, knocking your teeth out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's no more Mean Joe Greens. So with guys like what is it?
Nothing. I couldn't. There they are, right there. My glasses.
With guys like Marcus Allen played 16 years. Emmitt Smith played 15 years. Walter Payton played 13 years. Even Peterson played 16 years. Barry Sanders played 10. So
he only played 10.
Yeah. So
wow.
You know what?
There's shelf life. Is it not very long for running backs? Is it getting worse?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like the average spread time is 12 to 15 years, and he's been playing how many?
7. I mean, he looks like he's got 2 or 3 more, maybe.
I mean, Peterson then played 16 years.
16 years.
That's a long time to play football.
Yeah, Gore played about 18.
He was the longest. Yeah, I think I think they were all 16 or 17.
And, well, I don't know. Do you think that running back longevity is getting worse, Benton?
I think so. I just think that it just depends on your story. I mean, you look at some folks like, Elliott. It seems like he's just got too big and lost a step or two and just not the same guy. And as far as the guys that made it 16 years, you're talking about freaks of nature there, man. You're talking about Peterson. I mean, dude was fit,
But a lot of the great running backs, Matt's right. I mean, think of some of them Eddie Lacy, which he ended up getting overweight. He was great there for a while. Jamal Charles, Kansas City, he was good for about 5 years. Ray Rice, he had personal troubles, but what was he good for 5 years? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe
5 or 6. Arian Foster, 6. It's just that LaShawn McCoy, I don't even know I don't know. They don't have a lot. They don't seem to be lasting as long.
But with the game being easier, with all the rules have changed, how you can't hit, you can't target.
Right.
If guys like Marcus Allen played 16 years.
Yeah, and he was not very big.
No, Eric Dickerson, all them guys played 12, 15 years.
Right.
So with playing all those years, how can you not play longer? Why would the shelf life be shorter with these?
Right. You're saying it's not as aggressive as it used to be. So basically what you're asking is, are they softer now?
Yeah. Are they?
Well, I mean, I guess a little bit. Probably.
So the game's not as tough as it used to be. So all these young guys say it's tougher now. Well, they're not lasting as long as they used to.
Somebody said it was tougher now.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I know that. I know I always hear this more athletic.
Yeah, basketball, they're way more athletic now. Yeah, that's why they can only score 50 points in a college basketball game.
Yeah.
They're so athletic.
Yeah, so athletic.
Yeah, top scorer, 12 for the day.
Yeah.
So, I don't see how anybody could be any more tougher than anybody else because, these guys like Walter Payton and these old guys, and they are the elites, the Hall of Famers, but I'm just, on average, you should be able to play a 10-year season.
Yeah, yeah.
So Zeke should have 3 more years left of him. I don't think he never had about 1 or 2 good years when he's in all the 70s played. I never was crazy.
I don't know.
I was never really crazy about him.
What did he have? He's probably had 3 great years. Maybe.
Yeah.
And the other 4 okay. Has he ever had a bad year? He missed 1 year, didn't he?
Yeah, just he'll get hurt. Like, how are you out injured? Dude, I watched Walter Payton play like half my childhood.
Right.
So, no, he was never out.
Right. There's not a ton of great running backs now. Not like there used to be.
No.
This is some interesting thing. I just Googled it online. It says running backs with an average of 300 to 370 carries a year will see total yards drop by 15% the following year. And backs that carry more than 390 carries a year will see a 33% drop the following year. So, I mean, that's weird.
Well, who is the best backs now? I mean, it's probably Dalvin Cook, right, and Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Are they going to play 10 years, or any of those three going to play 10 years?
They're trading all them guys. All them guys.
Yeah, Henry's on the block, ain't he?
Yeah.
I don't know, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that.
They're
I think the answer to that is just people were tougher. I think those guys you're mentioning were just a lot. I'm not saying Derrick Henry and them's not tough, but I believe it's what Benton said. Those guys was just a level of toughness that other people just can't match.
Earl Campbell.
Well, no, he didn't play too long, did he?
Dude, you ever seen his high school?
Yeah.
Tapes? Dude, what a beast. This guy, he played linebacker and running back. He killed people.
Mm-hmm.
He was like a man out there playing with kids. But so was Derrick Henry. And by the way, I'll mention this because it reminded me of Derrick Henry, Fat McBurnett, McBurnett.
Yeah.
From Andalusia.
Yeah.
He did sign with Auburn.
Oh, okay.
So congratulations to him.
The one, yes, the one they just say he's really good. I thought their other back was very
Creighton
good.
D-Dog.
Yeah.
Wow, he's
yeah,
good.
he was awesome. I can't imagine another back on the same team being better.
Yeah, he didn't. He started over him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I run in D-Dog in a Twitter chat room. And nice kid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I was talking about him, and I didn't know he was in the chat room. And he come back later and DM me and say, "I appreciate the kind words." Or I thought, well, I mean, good's good, bro. You can play. Good luck to you, man. I hope you go to Alabama. I mean, I'd love to see you at the Tide. Come on, man. We need some elite running backs. That's why I hope Fat would have went to Bama. I hope that he would have, but they want to play at Auburn, and that's fine. You know, everybody's got their thing.
Yeah.
But Bama ain't had no good backs, and Bama ain't had no good backs. It's been a while.
Well, yeah, just
Najee Harris.
Najee, yeah.
He was a good catch it out of the backfield.
Yeah. That may be why backs aren't lasting as long. They throw so much more to them now. I like Earl Campbell, and I mean, I guess they threw to Walter Payton and him a lot too.
Yeah, no, Walter did.
They throw to them a ridiculous amount now. I mean, they get.
Walter was one that did get the ball through to him a lot.
But they don't. You're absolutely right. They don't seem to last as long.
So Austin Eckler, man, this past year he had over 100 catches.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very good.
Lead receiver on Bama's team
was Gibbs.
Yeah.
Jameer Gibbs.
That's very sad. So,
yeah.
Rivals.com, Kemp, we'll get into college football talk now, everybody. Thank y'all for stopping by the Matt and Todd Show. Guest, FYN Sports. You can see his lovely mug there on the screen, Benton Birge, coming by from the Georgia area, and we'll get us into some college stuff. Rivals Camp will be over there in Benton's Way, April the 15th. I'm going to try to go to this. Supposed to be Jacob's going to go, Cornejo supposed to, and Landon Ransom. Landon's going to get to go. He just come out of a camp at Dothan, and he was approached by Mr. Howard that writes for Tide Illustrated, asked Landon about his information, and then put him in a video on Instagram with another lineman. So Landon Ransom's getting some recognition. Cherokee County he played tackles, left, right, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So he's getting some recognition. So congratulations to Landon for, getting some spotlight from Rivals.com.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's you're on Instagram. Now, a lot of people see his name.
Yeah. Then they go check out his tape.
Yeah. So now we're trying to get Jacob to go April 15th on a Saturday. Laney's going to go. I'm going to try to. It's Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
It's this Rivals camp. We can go. It don't cost nothing. You just go.
Right.
I can take
Is it at Lakewood? Lakewood Stadium?
That's a good question. I looked it up. That sounds right.
Where is that at, Ben?
I'm trying.
I mean, who plays there?
Carrollton was offered by Nick Saban.
I think it's a multiple.
Lewis.
Of course he was.
Yeah, he's got 3 more years there.
Let's see here. Yeah, Lakewood Stadium. I think it's one of those multiple, one of those stadiums where multiple people play.
Oh, okay.
April 15th at we're at Lakewood.
Lakewood.
Yeah. Well, we figure probably.
Is that where it was at?
Yeah, let's see here.
I think Cherokee County ought to do that with their schools. All of them play at the same stadium. They go over like
Yeah.
That'd go over good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like a brick in the road.
Like a pregnant pole vaulter.
You never know. Depends on which pregnant pole vaulter.
Yeah, for real.
Benton's gonna look that up and get the exact spot, and we'll share that with everybody. Y'all can go. I mean, it's open. It's not like it's closed. The pub. You can. I mean, it's just a camp.
Right.
We can go. I'm gonna try to ride down with him. It'd
Yeah.
be fun to go too. I'd support the guys.
I'm excited for him.
Absolutely, man. Also, we'll mention this before I get out of it because I need to mention it. Probably this is. We don't have to do a poll on it, but I probably feel like the Cowboys had a 1-year deal. Ronald Jones, running back, he's 25 years old, played McKinney, Texas, out there at high school. They did re-sign Dante Fowler. But to me, and this is opinion, we can move on. I think the Cowboys have the best offseason of any NFL team.
Oh, gosh. I mean, they signed Pollard. That was great. He's a stud. Well, that's what edged Elliott out pretty much.
Because you remember Jones running to Kansas City.
Yeah. Well, who's going to be – now, I've heard –
So that's good. That's good news.
And Benton may know, or you may know, have they had a big pickup at receiver in this offseason? I know they got Lamb. They need one. I've heard they need another. But that's not easy to get.
Yeah.
I mean, but they've got Lamb, CD Lamb, and their other guys are good.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
They're not ready to move on from Dak yet. I know their fans want them to move on from Dak, but they don't seem ready to.
They got a guy. They got another receiver.
I pretty good.
Yeah, the other day I seen him talking about it.
But the main thing they did was lock Pollard down for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was that's pretty big.
Now where did it say it was at?
So it's south of Atlanta. If you go south of Atlanta, it's near. If you know where you go by the old Braves Stadium, and you keep going, it's where Fulton was. That's the old Braves Stadium now. But you're going down, and it's off on 166 Lakewood Avenue, and it is a school or a venue that has multiple schools. It's owned by Atlanta Public Schools. It's got like 8 schools that play there as their home stadium. I don't know how that works. Maybe Saturday games.
Wow.
Douglas Astros.
I mean, I would hate to be that coordinator.
Yeah.
I'd hate to be that event coordinator.
Douglas, Mays, Thorell, Grady, Washington, Southside, GW Carver, and North Atlanta.
Oh, my God.
I've heard of GW Carver.
So all 8 of them play there.
That's what it says.
How's that possible?
I'm telling you, I bet they play Saturday games and multiple games.
2 on Friday?
Yeah, possible.
Jeff lives over that way. He said it's near the Lakewood Amphitheater.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been there before.
It's right over there.
Actually, when I went to the last PGA event in Atlanta, they take you park at that amphitheater and they bus you from that stadium.
Oh my God!
Over to the golf course.
I'm gonna try to get Todd awake. I'm gonna get him some coffee.
Oh no, I'm just trying to get my ears to pop. I've got swimmer's ear. I ain't been swimming.
I was gonna say, where'd you go swimming?
We've got enough rain. It feels like we've been.
Matt's got me a remedy, I think.
Yeah, hot towel in the ear. It does it every time.
Yeah. Lay on top of it.
We used to get hot. Well, not your whole body, but
lay my ear on top of it. Right.
Get a hot blanket and lay on it.
This don't work worth a crap.
What are you talking about?
I broke out of sweat.
Just
Oh, Matt, this ain't working. What kind of remedy you giving me?
My butt stinks. I'm just hot. College football stuff. We'll mention these 2 guys first, and then Benton's going to cut into some Georgia football.
Okay.
Guys, let me tell you something. Now, this goes for both of us. So we both got Alabama and Georgia because we both got to play Tennessee. Let me tell you what.
Tennessee's going to be good.
Joe and Nico are 2 fine quarterbacks. Tennessee is going to be just as good as they was.
So what you're saying is either whoever their quarterback is, they're going to be fine.
There's no letdown from Hendon Hooker to neither one of these guys.
It's kind of like last year. Milton was good. I mean, they didn't let down when Hooker went out.
Wait till you see Nico play.
What's his last name? Isn't it something?
Yeah, I ain't gonna try.
Nicolaja?
No.
Oh, is it not that easy?
Some long
one that is probably not pronounced anything like it looks.
Tennessee's got two really good quarterbacks, and they're really not going to be any letdown. So be looking for Dog fans and Bama fans that Tennessee's going to be tough to handle. Now, they will beat Alabama, and Georgia will have to go to Tennessee.
Georgia has to go to Tennessee.
So good luck this year, Dogs, up there at Neyland Stadium, because
I went by there the other day.
that's going to be a handful to deal with, and that's going to be a hot pickle. Benton, I'm going to do some Ole Miss stuff, but go ahead and tell us about Georgia. What do you know about some spring ball or quarterback situations? Y'all are sold on Beck. He's the guy, and that's just it. Is that it?
Well, Beck is Beck, I would say, is the leader in the clubhouse. Beck is the one that is in the early session that my friends get to view. They see Beck taking reps with the ones, followed by Vandergriff and then Gunnar Stockton at 3. Beck also is the one that communicates more with the new OC, which we all know who that is. The new old OC. Bobo. Yeah, so I think Carson Beck, I think it's his time. I think the other kids, they're going to leave it as a competition, just because that's what you're supposed to do, to try to keep all of them. And we'll see if they all stay. A lot of people talk about people are going to leave. So
that's what I was fixing to ask you. If they don't get it, Vandergriff and Stockton, do you think they're gone?
I would say it's possible, but I don't know, man. Because they're both still young. Vandergriff, is not exactly an old fella, and he's also from right there in Athens.
Prince Avenue, right?
His whole life. And Gunnar Stockton ain't far down the road. He went to Rayford County. So,
from what I've heard about Vandergriff, though, it's just a shame for him to be sitting on the bench. But, that's how things go. Mac Jones did it.
He's great.
Oh, I heard Vandergriff's just fabulous.
He's my guy.
He's a good player.
If I'm a Georgia Dog fan, I'm jumping up and down. I don't care. I did see Beck. He did play last spring. He's good. I don't know, man. Vandergriff just has some kind of snap on the ball for me.
Yeah.
He's good.
Where did Beck play at, Benton?
Beck played in Miami's area, I believe, down in Florida.
Well, he's good then. I don't even think you have to. If you live down there, you're good at football.
I'll tell you this.
You got to play.
You play football? No. Where are you from, Miami? He's on. I didn't
play. I had groceries at the Aldi's. Come on.
This didn't come from me. This didn't come from me. This came from one of my friends. But he said he would not be surprised to see Carson Beck in the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Not winning it, but he wouldn't be surprised if he was there this year. Did you cut me off?
That's a bold statement.
Did you cut me off?
No, I hit the wrong button, cut me off.
No, you're good. But that's one of the impressions that I'm getting, and that is a bold statement. I personally have not seen enough to make that claim, but I think he'll end up being your quarterback.
Vandergriff's going to wind up somewhere like Oklahoma or something. I don't know.
I just don't think he goes. I don't have the feeling that he's going anywhere.
Now, the kid from Brookwood, Jeff mentioned this a while ago. There's a kid from Brookwood High School, Dylan Longerin. I talked about him a few. I did some Bama quarterback breakdown. He's supposed to be really good. So he's another guy to talk about. Now, what about spring practice? Now, running the ball wise, have you read anything on 24/7 Dogs about how practices went last week, or things just going normal, or is Kirby P at them? Or
I hear reports here and there, pretty much daily on them. But Kendall Milton is going to be him, and Dejon Edwards is going to be your probably 1-2 guys. Branson Robinson obviously is some people call the next Nick Chubb, but he's going to be a good player. And then Andrew Paul, young kid, is trying to put his name into that. So,
where's the Pollard kid from?
You talking about Andrew Paul?
Yeah, I remember. I read about him.
I don't exactly remember where he's from, but I do have their roster right here. So
I don't. It seemed like he wasn't from around here. I remember being surprised that. So I was thinking, why didn't he stay? Wherever he was at or something.
Didn't Edwards play at Colquitt?
yes, yeah.
Because I think when we had Coach Probst on here, he mentioned him.
Yeah, he said he played for him his
Yep.
Freshman year.
Yeah.
Well, who's going to be Georgia's receivers, Benton?
The receiving core, they talk like they're going to be better.
With Mitchell leaving?
Yeah. You got your couple that you pick up. You got Ra Thomas coming in.
Oh, that's right.
I forgot about Dominique Lovett coming in. You still have Aaron Smith to go along with Ladd McConkey, Marcus Rosemary Jack Saint, other people like Delon Morissette that you ain't heard much of, Dylan Bell, those guys. They're going to be pretty good. I think overall athletically,
pretty good. Again, of course, who's y'all's tight end now?
Yeah, I think Brock Bowers will be.
Washington is going in the first round, is he not?
He might, just because I think the NFL teams love the ability for him to catch it and be an extra lineman on the end of the line.
Well, you got the best tight end in the country, hands down, I would think.
Him and Latu and I mean they're kettles,
Yeah.
They're going to make some money one day.
Yeah,
I think you're going to see the number 2 tight end have a good year too. Oscar Delp, he's a 5-star player. He's a good tight end. He's gonna get some reps as well.
Where did he play at? Oh, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I watched him in high school. He played around there.
What happened to the guy that played at Marietta that was so good that went to LSU and come back to Georgia?
Yeah, I think he went elsewhere.
Okay,
he
can play too.
West Forsyth.
West Forsyth.
6'5", 225. I watched him on Rivals back. Before the season started, I picked him up in the Rivals camp stuff, looking at stuff.
Really?
Yes, he can do it, man. He's good.
Georgia's
not going to be hurting for talent.
Got everybody back on defense, pretty much, right? A lot back.
They're going. I mean, if Staquinas Bennett, if he's the guy, I mean, if I was Staquinas, cousin Staquinas, we're like 6 cousins. You didn't know that, did you? That's why I was pulling for him. Those 2 other guys throw the ball better than he does. I don't know why they could. Now, the defense, they may give up a few points more, but they're not going to be bad.
It's not going to be bad.
No, Tennessee's going to give them a tough game at Tennessee.
Yeah, I think it'll be a tough game.
What's the thing about it now is that you can lose a game.
They can light it up, man.
You can about lose 2 because, I mean, Bama nearly got in that Final Four. There was a lot of talk about putting them in that Final Four, and they had 2 losses.
Somebody says
you can lose the game, and it's not going to hurt you a bit.
Depends on when you lose.
Depends on when, right?
You don't want to lose a game late. If you don't want to lose a game close to Thanksgiving or first, you don't need to lose any November games. Now, if you lose one in September, the committee's going to forget about it. You may get bumped down to 6 on the list, but you got enough games to win back in.
It look good again.
You can win back in. But with SEC teams and what the North people, Jeff, he's an Ohio State guy. A lot of the Northern teams play sometimes a better opponent later in the season. They won't have an open.
Right.
Whereas Bama is going to start with Texas, or Georgia plays Oregon, or we're going to start with some premier game,
right,
and then have an open week, usually before Florida or Auburn or something like that.
We'll see.
But you're still playing a cream puffs is what they call it teams, and that's where all the controversy between fans, which is fun. But all teams play the cream puff teams.
All teams.
But that's going away. That's going away.
We all say, hey, who you playing this week? Floyd Junior College. But, they all do it, except the Pac-12. They do not do it.
Well, they don't have to because their teams are cream puffs.
They already got them on the
saying. They don't do it on paper.
But now the Pac-12 fans, I'm sorry, let me reiterate that. They have really turned it up.
They have.
UCLA, Coach Kelly was doing a good job. USC, dude, Lincoln's going to kill it out there. They got a Heisman winning quarterback. Yeah. Oregon has Bo Nix coming back. They're going to be good. Don't be surprised if Oregon State Beavers are not pretty good too.
Oh gosh, they were real good
Oregon
last year.
State, Oregon, UCLA, USC, Utah.
And I hate to hurt feelings, and I think y'all will agree with this. I know my partner here will. I don't think Deion does well this first year.
I'm gonna say he wins 5 games. I'm
talking about what I'm talking about. You know, you got people going, this guy's going to go 9-3 and 8-4.
No.
I just don't see that. Yeah, I think he can win 5.
I got him for 5 games.
But their schedule's brutal.
We looked at it.
Yeah.
They broke the schedule down here one week about a month ago.
It's brutal.
It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
But he is recruiting well. And speaking of Coach Sanders, I do follow him on Well Off Media. Guys, go check it out. I like it. Deion Sanders hadn't cussed. He just has never cussed.
He don't cuss.
No.
Runs
a tight football team, and he just hired Sal Sunseri.
Who does cuss?
Well, but he hired him to run the help during. He's going to help run the defense and linebacker stuff.
He's a good coach,
and you know he's a good coach.
He is.
So Deion is slamming the page for the coaches. He's got in a bunch of good players. I know, and I heard one of the guys on ESPN said the other day that they just got a bunch of guys that are like from non-power fives. Yeah, maybe so. Some of them are, but he ain't even giving out jersey numbers,
right?
Because he's making them earn it. They're earning their numbers. I think.
He's tough on them now.
This week, I think they're actually going to earn their jersey numbers.
Well, you know, I think the smartest thing he did was bringing in that Mike Zimmer to call his defense. That was smart.
He knows what.
That was smart.
Let's just take a step back and look at what it is from 5,000 feet. You win by just the same way Bama and Georgia has. Mm-hmm. You have a staff. How did LSU win it that year? Coach O, what'd he do? He brought in Brady in there.
Yeah, he ought to get credit for that instead of people saying, O just won because of his coaches. No. He hired them.
Nick Saban, why did he win? Because he had Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
And without Kirby, he's not been very successful. Now, Kirby's put together staff. Now, this is why Georgia's going to lose a game this year because of Bobo, because he's an idiot. Now, that's a fail on Kirby's part, and I've emailed him about it, and we're going to talk about it probably tomorrow. I'm looking for a response.
Call me when he.
Yeah, but Kirby, we're on first name basis. Curb, what's up?
He's a nice guy. I was in a room with him one time on a phone call, and he came in the room making a phone call too, and we spoke.
Yeah, I did. When we was in Tuscaloosa, he come through. He was on the phone, had his glasses on his nose.
Yeah,
he just waved.
Yeah,
just kind of waved. He was on the phone. But Bobo's going to be the failure of Georgia. I just don't like him. I ain't never liked him. I didn't like him as a player. I remember not really. I'm not a Georgia, not a fan. I like Georgia.
You've never been much of a. You're not a Georgia hater.
No, not at all. I mean, you know, they're close, and I worked in Georgia so much. It's okay. I mean, I'm not rooting for them all the time. They play Bama, of course not.
I like to see them do well.
Yeah, but I'm a realist. I just don't like Bobo. Why they don't run that guy off?
You don't like?
Well, he never had players, and well, by God, Matt, when you go back and look at it, the statistics say they had the highest scoring offense they've ever had when Bobo. I know, but look who you had: Murray and Stafford.
He had Murray. Yeah, he had Murray one time, and Todd Gurley.
Stafford could throw a football through a wooded, slatted piece of wood.
Merino. He had Merino.
Piece of oak wood.
Did you like him?
I mean, the first time he was here, I just felt like we did some dumb things. I mean, I'm not going to jump on his case because obviously I got to be as positive I can being a Georgia fan. But
I think where he catches a lot of heat, and it's not just Matt's not the only person. A lot of people give him heat. Is the off the wall stuff he supposedly seems to do every now and then.
Like,
would you agree?
Run it on first and second down, and then try to throw it on 3rd and 12. I mean,
I'm gonna shoot my TV. I mean, I can't take it. I just can't take it. I'm not, and my wife's like, "Why are you going nuts? You're not even a Georgia fan." I like football. He's stupid. I just don't like him.
We can't. Yeah, I know. We've been mad all day at these ball games. All these threes being shot.
Well, what's more aggravating with those games is the 5-minute commercial. Come back, one shot, 5-minute commercial.
Yeah.
God, it drives me nuts.
Did y'all mention Oregon State earlier? Is that who you're talking about? Yeah, actually, the running back, the Rome Wolf running back, he's a redshirt junior at Oregon State, Jemias Griffin.
He did well there this year, didn't he?
He did very well, yeah.
I forgot about that. He went to Georgia Tech first, right?
He did.
And I saw where he had a good year. He had, what do you have, 400, 500, 600 yards maybe?
Yeah, about 500 or so.
I think. His stats. I know he finally got steady playing time.
Yeah.
He was a stud now. He's grown.
Oh, he was a stud. He rushed for about 500.
I'll go out on a limb here and say if you rush for 2,800 yards in Georgia 4A, you're probably pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they got him in good looking shape too. He'll be poised for a big year this year.
Yeah, now he was not their feature back, but he did get it a lot, right?
Yeah, you're right. You are right.
Give me a look that up, Benton.
It was about 488 yards.
Okay. But that was the best he'd done, right?
Yeah, that's the best he'd done. Really the best opportunity that he had. We didn't talk about – I'll finish up about Georgia and then I'll shut up. But we didn't talk about the defense too much. And people say the defense is it might take time. But also I've heard the other side say they could be more athletic than they have been. So, you lose Nolan Smith and the guys, but, Nolan Smith wasn't there during the playoff run. So, I mean, a lot of people had to step up.
No, that's right. He was not.
You got, on the defensive line wise, you lose your big tackle. But there's a couple in there that could replace him. Jamal Jarrett is an early enrollee that come in last year, and he actually got hurt during the bowl practice. But he's about 6'5", about 350. So they're hoping to get him down to about 320, 330, and have him in the center of the defensive line of scrimmage.
We went through Georgia schedule, and everybody knows it is what it is, and
yeah.
When nobody's trying to pull no punches, it's a terribly easy schedule. But,
yeah, I'm surprised that it could be that easy.
Yeah, except for South Carolina, outside of South Carolina and Tennessee.
That's the one I'm curious about. Can Rattler, jump something back in there? Can he? Can he?
Good question.
I'm curious about that. What else you got from Georgia? What's Kirby told you this week?
Insider.
I would say that your free safety spot is Malachi Starks is to lose, and I think he's a heck of a player. You got a transfer that's coming in too. Yeah, you got a transfer coming in from Kentucky. Smoke Bouye will be in the secondary as well. He's a transfer guy, which is the first time we really pulled out of the transfer market. So
that is a great name.
Yeah,
like
Smoke Monday.
He played at Kentucky.
Kavosky Smoke played it. Kavosky
Smoke.
Smoke Bouye, yeah.
Smoke Bouye.
Yeah, and then you've obviously got the guys that's left over, Javon Bullard and Tyke Smith, and I like the way both of those guys. Spring is went, and I keep hearing Kamari Lassiter's name, so he'll be another guy back there. So plenty of talent, like any other big-time program. Plenty of talent.
Yeah, and playing good in high school competition is always good, and we'll get into some hotty-totty. Who is the QB? Good God Almighty. Number one, 24/7 had Arch Manning, going to be number one quarterback.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that. However, Spencer Sanders and Jackson Dart, well, now also Walker Howard.
Right, you told me that, yeah.
He could be a guy to come on and play at Ole Miss, but just kind of short and quick, I guess. I don't know how Spencer Sanders couldn't win this job.
I think Dart's good.
But he don't have 7,000 passing yards and 70 touchdowns.
Yeah, but
he's not a 4-year starter. But he does know the system. Jackson does. I would assume that Spencer wins this job. He's going to take it away from Jackson.
As good as he did.
But this guy's better.
That's just that whole. I'm not going to comment. That whole situation's weird. I've been going asking my coach why he brought in a 4-year starter. I mean, I thought
so he could win
Well, he won with Dart.
more.
He's not going to win no more
They
with
lost.
Sanders than he did Dart.
They lost the last 3 games,
But not
They
because
played
of
terrible.
Dart.
Well, I don't know why not. He threw 2 picks in the last half of that game, the end of the season. He's Sanders is better. I mean, even when they were in high school, 24/7 sports, he's an elite 11 5-star quarterback. Jackson Dart was good, but he's not an elite 11 camp winning guy. I would say Sanders, and just what you said. Why would he come to?
Well, I understand that Sanders is going to go
Why
there.
would he come to compete? Sanders went to win. I don't see why he would go not thinking he's got the job.
Oh, I agree with that.
So
I agree with that.
He's got more time. He's got more yards. He's played, but
I think it'll be a great race.
But Jackson
I
played
don't
in the
disagree
system.
with that. I don't disagree with that.
He's played in the system.
Because Sanders was great at Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
He
But
was.
here's the other side of that. Jackson got you there. Played against better defense than what Sanders played against.
He did.
So if you swap them guys, so I'm interested to see how this plays out.
I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, Benton, I kind of, now that I think about it, I don't know why he wouldn't start.
That's just my pick. I don't mean he's going to start. That's just my.
I can tell you this: as
It's
far
really
as
hard to beat out.
Yeah.
as far as their numbers go, last year Jackson Dart had better numbers.
Yeah. He knows Lane. He knows what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But Sanders is a high recruited style of quarterback.
And he can only play there 1 year, right?
Yeah.
Do you think he's just done this to maybe make Dart better? How much longer does Dart have after this year? This is not Dart's last year, right?
No,
Okay.
no, he is
I mean,
a sophomore.
I think Kiffin knows what he's doing.
Yeah, then that's the one thing. Like we're talking about.
And Dart didn't play great that last couple of games, but they didn't play. None of them played good their last couple of games. I don't know what happened.
Something happened.
I think they thought he was going to Auburn.
Yeah, that had to have something to do with because I was on his Twitter page a lot. It seemed like it somewhat affected what was going on.
So they lost to Mississippi State, Alabama, Auburn, and they lost their bowl game, right?
Yes.
Wow, so they lost the last. No, they lost the last 3. They lost the last 3 or 4. They were 8-1 at one time.
Yeah.
Spencer Sanders went 13 for 26 for 147 yards and a pick against KSU and got beat 48-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't play much after that. I think he was hurt. He was fantastic the year before. Fantastic. We had him being one of the top quarterbacks in the country.
Mm-hmm. At one time, yeah.
But now, as far as ability, I don't disagree with Matt at all. Yes, I think he can take his job, but I just thought I've gotten the impression that Kiffin is just a Jackson Dart man, 100%.
Yeah.
But you think he'll give it to? You think Sanders will win it?
I do.
That's going to be interesting.
If he don't, I won't be surprised. It would be embarrassing to Dart. Like, man, I was your guy last year, and he made some mistakes, and he wasn't great, but Sanders wasn't either. I mean,
not last year. I think he was injured. Oklahoma State went really downhill last year towards the end, and I think a lot of it had to do with injuries. Teams just don't get that work bad late in the year.
So he threw the ball 67 times against Oklahoma that last game. Had 4 picks.
Spencer Sanders did?
Yeah.
67 times?
67 attempts.
Yeah. I like him to get the start. I think he's probably going to be the guy. But if Jackson does,
Hey, I tell you what, they can go on and make Dart mad, and he can come over to Tuscaloosa.
That's a good segue. I was going to ask y'all.
Yeah.
Who do you think starts in Tuscaloosa this year?
It's got to be Simpson, man. I don't. Milroe's great. He needs to find him a spot.
It's like you said a while ago, he can run.
Nick needs to find him a place on the team. So he's got to be somewhere. He's just too darn fast and athletic, big and strong.
He is.
And he did make some good passes.
But he's not a good, great. He may be now.
He looked like AR-15. So he reminds me of. Sorry.
I mean, they're similar in stature, I'd say.
And there was people talking about him going to be number 1 overall. They're going to put
Are they still talking that?
No,
That's ridiculous.
C.J. Stroud is looking to be the number 1 guy.
What was all that about, guys?
Because his long jump and his vertical was the highest any quarterback. Vertical, long jump, longer than any quarterback. And he was throwing good out there with nobody on the field. When you got ghosts running around out there, there's nothing going on.
I don't understand that. Well,
he blowed all the charts away with his numbers. But he's fast, he can jump, and he can run. We get all that. But he can't throw the football. I'll give you his numbers. He had 27 and 14 picks.
14 picks.
That's not good.
Oh, this is somebody about
That's not good at all.
They think they agree with you on the
CJ
Sanders. I don't know. I didn't understand the AR-15 talk to begin with. I just didn't. I'm sorry. I just didn't.
I think it was a boring week that week for the Sports Center, and they just needed something to talk about.
Well, that's like I told him, and y'all know this. Y'all watch enough ball. You got to do it on the court field at some point.
I've never seen him exceed and do well at anything. He didn't. He couldn't win them games. He don't seem to me probably a great young man, and I hope he's going to go first round. He's going to make a lot of money, but he just don't seem like he has leadership qualities.
Right.
To me,
I was surprised when he came. I don't know.
Now, Simpson should be probably a guy. I don't know. Milrose is going to be good. I hope they're going to find him a spot. But that Edgeworth kid, we just talked about a while ago, that's from Edgewood.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely Dylan Longeren.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be somebody hanging around that's made to learn the system.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we will. I'd assume Ty Simpson will get the job, and we will find out when his A Day is. April the
15th? No,
it may be. If it's that day, I ain't gonna be able to go to rival camp. I'm going A Day this year.
I think it's 22nd, maybe.
We need to go. I'm going to
22nd. I don't know. I can look. I don't think it's April the 15th.
I'm gonna go to an A Day. I ain't been to a spring football game, and
Yeah, we went one year, didn't we?
G Day is April 15th. I know that. So Alabama's not
going to be in
playing
Atlanta the
that day.
same day as G Day.
Hey.
Oh Lord.
Hey,
Well, at least G Day is in Athens, though.
Oh yeah, that's. Oh,
March.
Lord.
Let's see. Date set for spring game. Let's see.
I ain't driving, so I'm gonna.
Well, the good. It's April 22nd.
So it's the next week.
It's the next week.
Yeah. You need to
Wow.
have both on
Here
Saturday.
from A Day. Benton Birge is live from G Day.
We're taking bets on that now. We're going to think Bama wins that.
Yeah, do some videos over there and send me some videos, and I'll play them on the show the next day.
I'm not. I'll probably won't go to G Day myself.
Oh, let me see what time that is.
Probably usually 12 or 1.
It's not a bad day. I mean, it's not
I hadn't been in years, and when I always go back, I don't go but like every 2 years.
2 p.m.
It's at 2 Alabama time. And then when I go and when I come home, I'm like, now I know why I don't go to spring game. It's just too crowded. It was so hot the last time we went. It was just miserable. And you just got to walk a mile to park. And we got lost coming out somewhere. We got on the wrong block.
Me and you?
No, me and CB and Mark.
Oh, me and you went one time. We had it easy.
Man, it was just – I'm just not a fan of all the people.
I pulled up. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm an old fat guy, just likes to be at home. I ain't got a big
Yeah, it's good to go every now and then.
I'm going this year.
Yeah.
We need to go.
You talking Anthony Richardson a while ago?
Yeah.
Mel Kiper has him going 5th to the Seahawks.
Okay, I'll take that. That's believable.
But
I believe that's yeah. Okay, that's okay.
they had the most improved player in NFL football this past year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was one.
Smith's the most improved player in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, he's not going to last forever. So obviously, the Seahawks are looking for that same kind of style of quarterback, right?
Yeah. True.
I don't know. They must. I mean, I guess they know what they're talking about, but they're not always right. But usually, if they draft somebody high, I'd like to know what the number of top 10 picks, what percentage of them in the last 10 years, that would be 100 picks, have started. Pretty high, isn't it?
QBs?
Just in general, the top 10 draft picks? How many of the
I would
100?
say it'd be pretty high, but just because the other positions you're going to come in and play, quarterbacks may be less than the other positions. To be honest with
Right. Well, quarterback's hard to play, but I just wonder what percentage. I mean, but my point is that those scouts, I know we don't always agree with them, but they know what they're talking about. So if they see something in Richardson, which we don't see, maybe they know what they're talking about. I don't know. I didn't see a starting pro quarterback out of him, though.
No.
I didn't think that he was much better than Emory Jones. Did you?
No.
I mean,
where's Bryce going to fit in?
I don't think he's going to be good.
They had him number 2 pick is where they had Bryce.
Colts?
No, 2 is the Texans, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it Texans? No, they got Fields. Bears are sticking with Fields.
Well, I heard they were going to do some trading and try to get him at Chicago to back Fields up and then use Fields for trade bait for some defense players. This is some like Mad Dog breaking down like a whole theoretical process of like they're going to use him and wait 2 years and then Fields will be, and then they're going to trade him to build the defense in 2025.
Does NFL ever just focus on the now?
No, you're building for the future. If you don't, you'll get left behind. You'll wind up being like the Colts or the Lions.
I'd like to see him go to the Colts. They got a good running back, and I'd like to see him go to the Colts.
Mel Kiper has the quarterback from Kentucky going to the Colts.
Levis.
He'll be good there.
I'm excited about Atlanta's quarterback. I'm serious.
Yeah, I think
he's good. I'm telling y'all, he's good. Heineke?
Yeah. Well, they're saying that he's not even going to get to play. He's not even going to start.
Who?
Heineke. They're saying that the other guy is going to start. He's their starter, is what I've heard.
Oh, Ritter?
Yeah.
Don't be shocked. I don't know much about Desmond Ritter. Don't be shocked if he ends up taking his spot.
I wouldn't be. I like Heineke myself. I thought he played pretty well at times.
I've heard people wonder before, why is this guy not a full-time starter all the time? He never really has been, has he?
No, not really.
He's very good.
Atlanta Falcons have silently and quietly made some pretty decent moves this offseason, I think.
They did better with the talent they had last year. I thought they did fine, just to be honest with you.
They're like a Braves baseball to me. I'm done with them. Ain't been a fan.
Well, the Braves won the World Series 2 years ago.
Yeah. What about them other three? Back in the 90s, 94, 5, 6, 7. Threw my head out the window, and I bought that one. I've got to buy on it, and I like it. It fit good, so I bought it. They just hurt your feelings. They're like Alabama basketball. You know what's going to happen. You know what? I told everybody. Alabama's winning it. No, they're not. They're not going to win it.
I never did think
they'll make it to the Sweet 16. If Bama makes the Elite 8, they should throw a party.
They've made it twice.
And they didn't. And that's just the way it is. That's just how it is. And the Atlanta Falcons are going to get you to there. They'll win a bunch of games, get you all hyped up, and then they blow it. Tom Brady comes out and smokes them. Mm-hmm. And Matt Ryan's running a 24-step drop.
Mm-hmm.
They're winning up 3 scores. Why is he 5-step dropping them?
I don't know.
That makes no sense. Just run the stinking ball and run 3-step drops, throw little quick pause just to keep them honest. Run the ball, run the clock, win the game. No, we're going to blow them out. We're going to beat stupid Patriots by 50. Throw it at the 60-yard bomb. That's the first play they run.
Oh, they said there was like 500 things they could have done. Like, no, not literally 5, but there was 4 or 5 things they could have done, and they said if they'd done any of them, they would have won. The Patriots wouldn't have had time to.
No, you see my face here? Yeah. It's so stupid. What are you doing? Why are we throwing the first play, throws 60-yard bomb? Why? They got the ball after halftime. They got the ball back, and you're up 20.
Yeah.
A 5-step drop, and they wind up getting sacked, and they turn the ball over, and old Tom takes them right down. I hated him just like I did.
25.
Just like when he beat Bama in Orange Bowl. I didn't like him then.
He did beat Alabama in Orange Bowl.
Not a fan of Tom Brady. But he's the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah, I'm not really a Tom Brady fan either myself.
But
I
see, I
respect
can
it.
say it. I can say, not a fan of Tom Brady, but he's the best to ever do it.
Yeah, I respect him. Yeah.
Not a fan, but my God, that man won a football game. Who you putting on your fantasy football list all time quarterbacks? Tom Brady, but you don't like him. I don't care if I don't like him. He's great.
Oh, yeah. Kyler Murray is probably going to be my fantasy quarterback if I got a shot at him.
I can decipher between professionalism and personal life. I've always been good at that. I learned it from my grandmother, and that's just the way. You can not like somebody. Dude, I ain't going to get in this too much. Like, I love music. If Kurt Cobain was alive, I would agree with nothing he had to say about politics. He's a start raving, crazy liberal, crazy feminist stuff. I mean, wild. He had some crazy beliefs. The books he read and the lady he followed, he named his daughter after her middle name. But by God, Nirvana's one of the best bands ever for me, my generation. They changed music. So I can dig his music. But he's a start raving lunatic.
But you don't have to agree with this.
Al Pacino is one. He's probably my favorite mob guy.
Oh, yeah.
Start raving lunatic. He ain't got a clue what he's talking about.
Al Pacino, really?
In real life, he's there insane.
Robert De Niro does that too.
Insane. They live in this cult, weird world of Hollywoodism. But I ain't gonna watch his movies.
Right.
I'm gonna watch them.
Well, I'm gonna have to.
You don't have to like a player to.
I appreciate the game.
Right.
Yep.
Well, that's the same with me and Rogers now.
You don't like him, but you don't think he gets along with people, and nobody likes him because you don't like him. But nobody's ever said they don't like him.
Well, his mom and dad don't like him. That's what I'm going by, and his own brothers don't like him.
He's just weird. He's just weird.
His own brothers probably don't like him no more than he likes. Well, he called him out actually.
He's just a strange guy.
He's like, go check on your mama every now and then. Quit talking about all the starving people in California.
But what you don't know,
go to your mama and check on her.
Their mom are close. They may not be.
Well, they're not.
And they may be reasons.
And the parents said it was over one of them women.
It may be that. That's what they say. You just assuming things.
Parents
like
don't.
So while we're doing that,
there's 4-on-1. Man.
I gotta check out on y'all guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do what?
I said I gotta hit the road, brother.
Oh yeah, he's gotta go to work. Okay.
Oh, sorry, Benton. Yeah.
No, you're good, man.
All right, man. Thank you for coming.
I'm just going with the majority.
We appreciate you, bro, for coming by. And hey, come back next Sunday. We'll talk about the finals for the college b-ball final. If you want to come back on,
we'll talk about FAU and Miami playing it.
I'll try to come up with some good things that Aaron Rodgers has done, so Dean can get off his case.
I'm just telling him because he don't get along with his parents. I guess.
I know, man. I understand.
He's done some good things.
I'll probably be back on with y'all sometime soon.
Okay. All right. See you, bro. Thank you, sir.
We'll see you. Thank you.
The Birge.
What was you saying? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know the whole story.
The details. There's our list for the day, our topics for the day. We'll run through. I think we've been through everything.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is strange.
Period.
Weird guy. Strange. I mean,
I'm strange too.
He does, and you're strange to people too, and I am too.
Yeah, we all are.
And he does, high lucid drugs to make his choice. And that, look, man, whatever you like, man.
Yeah. I guess he's just changed.
Look where he's from and where he played at. That whole
he played at Berkeley, didn't he?
Look at that scene of people right there.
Got to him.
They're all like that.
Yeah.
Go out there and look at some professors from Berkeley.
Oh, I've heard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just different. Different from what we're used to.
Very different.
Yeah.
They wouldn't care nothing about frog gigging or just
well, that would be
sitting on the porch talking and about something. They want to talk about. They're a bunch of, they're really different.
Right.
They're not in a lot of freedom of speech. They try to shut that down every time they won't talk about freedom of speech, but they don't act. They don't like it.
They don't like it.
Only if you agree with me. You can't have freedom of speech.
And they look for trouble.
And that's not freedom of speech.
Or do they kind of look for offense?
Yeah, he fits right into all that Berkeley.
Hmm.
Exactly right in. But boy, he can throw a goddamn football 70 yards. Golly, Aaron Rodgers can throw a football. He can zing it.
Oh, he's great. He's one of the greats.
Last topic, we'll get off here. We've been on too long. Cam Newton.
We had a guest.
The situation with Cam Newton, he's shining, trying to make sure the camera's on him, getting that real close, and saying that they ain't 32 other MF and teams quarterbacks that's better than him.
He said that. Wow.
And there's not. He don't know why he don't get a chance. What about me? What about my chance? What about me?
We played for 10 years.
Well, I don't understand where he gets all that from, because honestly, he's invited by his brother, which is at William and Mary. His brother did play at Auburn, left, went to another school. Why is he even there? They're letting him come to a pro day. Hugh lets him come to a pro day.
Cam Newton's brother.
Yeah.
But he didn't play there?
He did, but don't.
Oh.
That's one check, huh?
Yeah.
Cam did, and he won a Heisman there.
Right.
He won their first only national championship.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Check. Okay, I get that. That makes sense. So he calls Cam to come, hey, why don't you be my big brother? Why don't you come and throw the ball to me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love that idea. I think it's great. Podcast listeners, I'm telling you, I'm looking right at the camera. I think it's a fantastic idea that Cam go.
You don't have no problem with him going down there.
It's really none of my business. One.
Yeah, but you can still have an opinion about it. Everybody says something ain't none of your business, but you can still have an opinion.
I like it, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's good for, brothers bonding, hanging out, and going back to their old alma mater, and that's cool. I dig it. But when the cameras come on and he's talking about me and what I want to do and me, and, I'm better than – if he just could have answered, Cam, good to see you here. What's the deal going on? And you're here. Well, I just come to support my brother, and good to see you also, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Reporter. And – hope I can be a good influence, because there's a lot of young men here at Auburn today and looking to be a good influence to them and maybe help them do something good for their pro career, because I did play pro football. I even went to a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could offer that. Thanks. But no, that's not what he done, because he done what he usually does.
He showed out.
The same guy that does the Superman, pulling his jersey and doing the dabbing and stuff, and he's acts like a child in front of everybody. When his brother's time to try to go pro, and Tank Bigsby's time to try to go pro, all these guys want to go, and you're dancing and cussing on camera, and kids look up to him, but he's always been that way. But
tell the people what you think's wrong with him. You actually think he's took too many hits.
He's either concussed or he's drunk all the time. Like he's like the old drunk uncle that hangs out at the barbecue. Hey, boy, go long out there. Hey, let me throw you this ball. What's your Uncle Joe here?
I wouldn't think he would be drunk.
He's on drugs. Some drugs has messed his mind up. Something's wrong.
I think it's from the hits. Kind of like Antonio Brown, but not as bad.
His is violent. Cam's not violent. He's just insane. But it's not. And there's a difference in being braggadocious, and he is. And that's fine. And you have to believe in yourself. Mm-hmm. And from the things he dealt with, from moving to run off from Florida to play JUCO League and then come to Auburn, and they paid him money to come and play at Auburn, that's fine. Auburn got a good deal. They ripped Cam off. They should have paid him $20 million and not $200,000. They owe Cam a bunch of money, so they are let Cam come do whatever he wants to do in Auburn. He won their only national championship. Yeah, but it's the same stuff he'd do at Carolina. He would pout with a towel in his head.
He did that a lot.
And Steve Smith got on him. He knew he wasn't hardly ever the team captain many years at Carolina.
Kelvin Benjamin didn't even want to play with him.
Yeah, because so it's always been that way.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's the hits or it's just kind of his personality. And now we're noticing it because he's not as great of a player. Mm-hmm. So you notice more of the personality. You can put up with the crazy because he's winning. Mm-hmm. But when he's not winning and he's not playing football, he's just your crazy old Uncle Joe that hangs out at the barbecue. Hey, boy, go long out there. Hey, let me throw you this. Let me show you what I used to do. Mm-hmm. He's just a crazy old uncle that hangs around the barbecue. And now all the kids look at him like, he's kind of weird. I mean, he's no, why don't he have a shot?
Well, he played 13 years.
It's not about you. You ain't picked up a football and thrown to professional football in 7 years.
Yeah.
It's done. Belichick give you a shot. You couldn't hit a 5-yard.
What did he play, 11, 12 years?
Yeah, he couldn't hit a 5-yard crossing route at New England. Did you see him play?
I know he didn't get to play much.
I watched him play. Mm-hmm. Embarrassing.
Then he come back to Carolina and didn't do well.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Just completely embarrassing.
I don't know if he's been a regular for 3 years.
Yeah, Jeff said Auburn won it in '57. Well, actually, the trophy is in at Ohio State because they won. They beat Washington in 1957. Auburn was on probation in 1957, and they played the Iron Bowl was their last game because that's the next year Barry Bryant come to Alabama. So Auburn claims that victory, but actually they were on probation, so they can't actually be national champions. They don't actually have a trophy for the title for 1957.
They don't have the trophy,
and that's some history.
Well, they got them on their books.
Yeah, it says
I've never understood
in
that.
the book. Alabama has one too. They have 3 or 4.
Alabama had one where they got beat in the national championship game.
Yeah, newspaper crowned them.
Yeah, before.
Yes, they used to do that. But Auburn '57, now they were on probation for paying players, actually. Their last game was against Alabama. They didn't even play in a bowl game. So the year they claimed, I think Ohio State played Washington or something like that, or maybe it was Oregon. But I'm pretty sure Ohio State they won all their games that year. And Auburn did too, but they didn't play any bowl games. They didn't even play a game to be a national champion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was kind of. I mean, that's what. I mean, I'll add Alabama to that, which a lot of people
they have 3 or 4 like that.
Didn't like that when I said that time. But
It's true.
They lost the national championship game, but they were national champions
Before the game ever started.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I like how
I didn't really agree that they should have been named national champions.
But in '66 they won
and wasn't national champions
and didn't get it. Made them split it with Notre Dame and Michigan or something. Got to split it that
year. And Alabama. See, I didn't agree with that.
That don't. So some of them I'm like, well, you got them there, but it kind of equals out. Alabama would have been the only triple crown ever in college football. But also in that year in '66, without getting into too much politics, George Wallace stood on the steps and said a lot of stupid words.
Yeah.
And I think that's what cost them the votes for the newspaper because the press was not going to release
not after
a national champion to a guy that was
obviously showing racism.
Yes. Not allowing somebody to come because of color of skin.
Yeah.
Can't do that. And they already done it years before in Ole Miss. They had a big, crowd.
Yeah, and then he turned and did it again. Never did figure out. And I heard interviews with him. Why did he do that?
That's just how they're raised, man. It's just what it was then. It's how it was. But we live in a much
He felt bad about that.
We live in a much
But, I mean, it didn't make no difference. He still did it.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel bad about the things they did.
Sure, everybody, we're supposed to. You're a new creature through Christ. He saves us, and we have a repentant heart, and we move on. But Cam Newton, love the sentiment. Awesome that you're spending time with your brother. Don't make it about you, and you did. I don't like it. I ain't got time for that crap. And I stand on that rock, and I'll stand on it. I don't care who fan likes it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's about your brother. He invited you.
I didn't really.
And other people that are fans are going to say,
understand people getting.
They're not going to see it the way I do.
Well, you're not knocking what he did. You're knocking at him what he said.
I think it's fantastic. His little brother had a great idea to bring his brother to throw to him. That would be fun. Can I bring my brother? And Coach Freeze was like, well, God, that'd be great. Let's do that. That's cool.
So he said there was no way there was 32 quarterbacks better than him.
Yeah, that's insane. There is. Yeah. Obviously there are because you're not playing. Just like Kaepernick. You just don't have it anymore.
If I read one more article about that, he still hopes he can play one day.
He's never playing again. Too much. He wants to be in politics. He don't want to play. He don't want to play football.
No.
He don't want to play football. And maybe Cam does. Hey, look, and Cam, if you want to play, if you're listening, I know he listens to the podcast sometimes. Cam, if you're listening, if you want to get back in the NFL, get it. I love it. Go get it. I'd love to see young men go get their dreams and come out, and in the story he could tell, and I come back. The Cam back. I'm ready. I'm his number one guy. Go get it, son. Work out. Go try out for some teams and kill it. Be able to hit a 5-yard crossing route. Be able to read a play off of an NFL playbook and get it, and be able to control a team and be a leader and not pout. And not,
I didn't like the pout.
And here's some more advice. If you're going to get back, Cam, when you get a first down, not fantastic run up the middle, bam, nice spin move. First down, get up and do the Superman rip, first down, or smile and point like first down. But the scoreboard, you're losing 20-0. Don't do that. Don't do the pointing and the jersey ripping. Now, don't do it at all.
I
Best
think
thing
some
to
of
do
that
is just
stuff's
score
fixing to come to us.
and just hand the ref the ball. Be great.
Yeah.
But if you don't dance, I like the dancing. I think it's fun. Hey, if you don't like it, don't let them score. Is what Jerry Jones said, right?
I don't mind it when they score.
Jerry Johnson at Miami when he was at.
Yeah.
So, hey, dance and show off. When you're winning, when you're ahead, you're down 20-0, don't get up. That's just weird, man. Like you're celebrating you.
Mhm.
I made a first down, but you're getting stomped. You ain't scored all day. It's the fourth quarter.
And that's what I'm not. That's a trait of a child.
There's something. But see, it's always been that way.
You know,
it may not be concussions.
middle school kids ask how many points they scored because they're in middle school.
Yeah.
College kids are probably not going in there and saying, Coach, how many did I have tonight after Vanderbilt beats them 75-71?
Now that I think about it more, I don't think he's concussed. He's always been that way, and there's nothing that can say he's not. He's always been that way. It's just more highlighted with a marker because he's not winning, he's not playing. You just see the antics. Look at what he wears. I mean, that's like stuff like French foreign people wear.
Spend $1 million.
Yeah.
That's what he told.
Yes. No, that's not alleged. That's his words.
And
that's fine. Hey, man, smoke them if you got them.
Yeah.
But if you got 6 kids by 4 or 5 different ladies, that's him. That's his words too. Everybody knows his baby mama stuff. And he needs to get back to work, and he's trying to make some money to take care of his children, which is what good dads do. But he had a good dad, a really good dad. Took care of him, made sure he went to a good school, and went to church, and took care of him and his brother, and mom too. Cam had a good family. I don't know. He just shouldn't make it about him. And people, their fans are going to say, he didn't make it about him. What did he say? Well, you can see what he said. I don't like it that he's talking about himself. Celebrate your brother and don't say nothing to the camera. Just say, hey, I ain't got nothing to say. Sorry. Cut y'all short, not being rude. I'm here for my brother and my other Auburn family friends that may need some advice about going pro. I can help you with that. No, we want to do. Oh, I ain't 32 other mothers better than me.
Hey, look, when you pray, if you pray for your mental health.
There's a lot of bad mental health problems in this country. It's the #1 leading cause. The opioid dependency.
See, we all talk about, I hope I don't ever get cancer. I hope I don't ever get this. Oh, I'm scared to death of COVID. Pray for your mental health.
It's very unlikely that you get those things or any of those things happen.
I mean, it could.
Yes.
But mental health gets kind of left on the back burner. And I think that we're dealing with some
1.
maybe mental health issues.
#1 cause. #1 problem in the country is opioid dependency. It's not cancer. It's not drugs. It's not race, violent killings. It's opioid dependency. And the #1 problem is child trafficking. We just want to get political. So that's the Matt and Todd Show. Thank y'all for coming by, and we'll catch you guys next week. We'll be back with some more college b-ball, and we'll do in some more college football stuff somewhere too.
Talk about the Final Four. Yes, sir.
That'll be it. So thank you guys for coming by. Love you guys. Thank you.
Have a good spring break.
Yes. Be careful. Be safe. Keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God.